on the way over on NPR, they were talking about the new organ at the Kennedy Center and how its first full performance will be either tonight or tomorrow night, and everything that went into having to put it in place. It was kind of interesting to hear. This is not a music course. You don't want me teaching music, I will guarantee you that. Organ recital, the first organ recital, will focus on three organ systems: the cardiovascular system, respiratory system, and I hope Marty doesn't show up to show me up on the pulmonary system, and then the renal system, or the kidneys. I think those are the three that we did the first time around, and people seem to enjoy those. Those are the three where I think people, especially people in Bulli, tend to have the kinds of diseases that affect those organ systems, particularly heart disease. So we'll start off each time with a case study, as we do in clinical medicine. Present a case study, and then during the course of that hour and a half we'll be given the information that will help figure out the case, to do a kind of diagnosis, see what the problem is. We'll try to do that for each of the sessions. So I think we have 7 sessions, if I'm not mistaken, and so generally we'll take the first 2 and try to cover cardiovascular, and the second 2 pulmonary, the third 2 the kidneys, and then we'll save the 7th one for something that if you have something that you would particularly like to cover, that if I know far enough in advance, we could do that on the 7th one. Alternatively, we can try to put together something that encompasses all 3 of the systems and presents itself in a way. We can do that also. So I'm open to making that 7th session along those lines. You start with just some anatomy and physiology. You start with a case study and then have some anatomy and physiology about the systems. Some of the more common diseases that affect the system, some of the more common drugs that are used to treat the diseases that affect those systems. This is not something where you go home and practice it. Not to be, these are professionals on a closed course. Don't try this at home. So it won't be that. I'm open to answering questions at any time. I tell people at the beginning of the course, and I think Marty will appreciate this, I'm used to teaching medical students. I'm used to seeing newspapers, heads down on the desks, people getting up and walking around, lots of questions. I'm used to that, and I encourage that. So, because if you have a question, somebody else probably has the very same question, and they're just too embarrassed to raise their hand. So that's sort of my philosophy. So I would encourage you to come, and we will ask, if you say, well, I went to the physician and he told me this, or she told me this. What does that really mean? Well, maybe I can try to explain in a little bit different terms that might make it more understandable for you. Do you have any questions? Okay.
Don't have to come with questions, huh?
Yeah, come with questions. Thank you.